One of the most critical decisions you will make as an entrepreneur, as a professional service provider, is how you price your product or service. Because you see, pricing is not just a number, it directly shapes your positioning, your marketing, the way people view the value you are able to add to their lives, as well as your ability to grow as a business. And when done properly, pricing is not just a number, it is a marketing strategy. In this video, I will give you 7 different pricing strategies clearly broken down so you can choose which one fits best for your business model. Number 1, pricing to your competition. You see, when you price to your competitors, you are following the market. Let's say you're selling a product for $120, but your competitors are only charging $90 to $100 without having a very strong brand, a lot of good reviews, or very good positioning. You will likely lose because they will undercut you. And so the downside of pricing to your competition is that you will always have to follow the market. If your competitors are dropping their prices, chances are you will have to do that too. Number 2, pricing to pay the bills. Now, what does this mean? It means you are pricing your product or service at a price point where you are not losing money, but you are not making any money, right? You are just barely breaking even. And so there are some strategical advantages to this. So for example, let's say you have a book and on the front end it's not making any money, but the people who buy the book are then upsold into higher ticket offers on the back end. And so the LTV, the lifetime value of your customer, of your client, grows up, but you're not making your profits on the book. You are making your profits on what you sell them after the book. And so this pricing strategy, when used correctly, it can work in your favor. However, it only works for the short term, and it only works in a few different scenarios, such as when you are testing a new market, or you might be looking to grow at scale, to acquire customers at scale, when you are looking to sacrifice some of your short-term profit margins for long-term business growth. Number 3 is pricing according to time, and this is very common for professional service providers, for lawyers, for accountants, many times even for agencies, freelancers. But there's a big problem there are actually 2 big problems with this pricing model. Problem number 1 is that you only have 24 hours in a day. So in other words, unless you keep charging more and more and more and more money for your services, you will be limited in how much you can grow your business. And problem number 2 is there are misaligned incentives between you and your client. It means that the more you work, the more you will get paid, but your client wants you to finish your work as soon as possible, which doesn't work in your favor, because the more you work, the more money you make, and the less time you work, the less money you will make. Pricing strategy number 4, which is pricing to cost plus something. Now again, the problem with this pricing model is that again you have misaligned incentives, meaning that the higher the costs, the higher your profit, but the lower the costs, the lower your profit. Now a better approach for this specific pricing model is to have incentives with performance, meaning that, for example, if you finish a project early, you might get paid more, or if you end up finishing a project under the budget, you also get paid more. And so you align incentives. Number 5, pricing to package. And what this means essentially is that instead of selling one thing individually, you bundle a bunch of services or products together into one single solution. Say for example, you are a marketing agency selling digital marketing services, including websites, email marketing, and paid ads. Now let's say that individually these services cost $50,000. If you bundle them together, you might offer a complete solution for only $20,000. And the way this works is that you increase perceived value. There's a difference between discounting, like get 10-20% off, get $1,000 off. You are structuring value. And a good question to ask yourself is, am I offering 10 times the value relative to the price that I'm charging? Because that's how you make your offer more compelling and easier to scale. Number 6, pricing to positioning. Now, in this pricing model, your price reflects your market position, because if you are seen as an authority, as an expert, you will likely be able to charge more for the exact same service. If you are a professional service provider, like a very great accountant or a very great lawyer, there's more demand for you, but then there's less access to you, which allows you to charge higher prices. It means you are positioned higher up in the market. This is not just about cost, it's about perception, and it's about status. This is also about the type of client that you are able to market to. The higher up you are positioned in the marketplace, the more affluent buyers you will be able to market and sell to. Number 7, which is pricing to value. And now this is the highest leverage model, and the reason for that is because you are able to charge based on the results you deliver, because this is where it's all about your skill, it's all about your expertise, it's all about the results you are able to deliver. And so the highest operators are always the ones that are able to deliver the best results. And while there's no single correct pricing model that's universally best for everyone, there is a correct pricing model for the way you want to position yourself in the marketplace, and a model that aligns best with your goals. And so remember, the mistake is not choosing the wrong pricing model. The mistake is not choosing intentionally.